do you ever get tired of everyone just saying like, "Hey man, Christian, just be funny, man." Just like you're at a party or out with some buddies. Like you ever like, guys,
Yeah,
like I'm sure that
yeah.
gets annoying when you're the funny guy. Everyone thinks you always got to be the funny guy.
Nah, yeah, that's true. It's funny. I went to go speak to this one high school, and some kid was like, so you're funny? Tell a joke. I'm just like, what you mean?
Yeah, I love it.
It's like I can't just. I mean, it will naturally come out, but I'm not about to stay up here and do stand up or something.
That's great. So let me ask you another thing again, because you live in this space every single day. We see so many kids right now, especially on Instagram. They're posting highlight videos to YouTube. We've kind of created this like highlight reel culture. It's how kids
Mm.
are getting recruited. It's how kids are making showcase teams and showcase camps. Like, what are you seeing out there? Let's start with the positives. Like, what are you seeing out there right now that young kids just having a knack for understanding social media and how to use it to their advantage? Like, what do you see young, middle school, high school kids doing through social media, especially in the sports world, that's really allowed them to be seen by more people, maybe get scholarships, get on college campuses? Like, what are you seeing as someone who lives in that every day?
So personally, me, I know like because I graduated high school in 2015, so social media was big, like Twitter. I just got on Twitter around that time. But now that it's evolved so much, I'm seeing kids post their highlights like on TikTok, Instagram now, and a big thing like on Twitter. When a coach posts something, like all you see in the comments is huddle highlight links now.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, this is like I don't, at least during my time, I don't remember us doing that because I made a Twitter for recruiting, but I didn't know like to comment on coaches' stuff. But that's all I see now is like they're trying to get the exposure. And I mean, I don't blame them because that's if you want to get noticed, you got to do what you got to do. So that's one of the things like I feel like they're persistent. They're looking at other ways, they're finding other ways, and they have the internet to figure out new ways to get noticed. So that's one thing is like being under coaches' posts and just commenting and
Yeah.
DMing them and just not being afraid. Like I was emailing back when I was in high school, trying to email coaches, not even using social media, but everyone's on social media now. So that's one thing about kids today. They'll be persistent with that.
Well, I one up you. When I was coming out, the way you got coaches to see is your coach would make like a VHS. You even know what a VHS
Oh,
tape is?
yeah, yeah, I know.
Have you ever seen a VHS tape?
uh,
But but no, like we didn't even have like digital, like there was no like digital way to have our games. They were all on like VHS tapes, and then you'd sit there with a dual VCR, and my dad would sit there and hit, record, stop, play, and he would splice up the reels, and then you'd make 1 million copies, and you'd package them, and you'd drop ship them to coaches around the country. Hope they got it. Hope they put it into their VCR and watched the film. Like when I was coming out, that was the only way. So it's so funny because I noticed that too. I follow a bunch of different college coaches, guys that I've worked with, guys that I just know or fans of. And it's so true. They could post like, hey, excited for spring ball, come on out to, wherever. And then you're right. If you click on that and to see all the comments, it's just high school kid, parent of a high school kid, and it's just, for anyone who doesn't know, Huddle is like an online like cloud, in essence, like a cloud service online that you can like upload highlights and plays and games, and then it's as simple as a coach just clicking on the link and they can watch your video from their phone. So it's just funny, you emailed, I drop shipped VCR files, cassettes. And now kids can literally just from their phone send a DM or comment on a Twitter post, and any coach in the country can watch their highlight film. It's just, to me, the whole thing is just so bizarre.
Yeah, times, man, it's changed for all our generations. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What pitfalls now? Again, let's flip it on its head, right? We got middle school kids, we got especially high school kids. Every play they've ever made is now on social media. They've opened this whole door where it's, hey, I'm putting myself out there because I want all the good. Well, as we know, sometimes with the good comes the bad. We talked a lot about that negative response and young kids not being able to be prepared. They think all these people's opinions matter, and all of a sudden they're just inundated with negatives, right? You show a highlight reel of you making an interception. Well, everyone's going to find out who that quarterback was on the other team, and that kid's going to get dogged in the comment section. So, like, how do we continue to use social media for fun, for positive, but, like, how do we prepare the kids to deal with the the negative and the pressures and being in the public spotlight that is just going to come with the territory once you put yourself out there?
Man, I would just try to prep them on just trying to stay focused on doing what they're doing, because uh, I feel like social media is good, but it's also like you go up there and then you start comparing yourself to others. And it's in the sports world too. You see people doing really good and like they're scoring touchdowns and you're like, dang, I wish that was me or whatever like that. So it's just really just focusing, because it's like, oh, everything goes on the internet. Everything, like I'll be seeing people of high school highlights of people getting smacked, and then the thing is, like they get hit, and then those kids see that highlight, and then they want to go to that person that got hit, go on their page, and they put a bunch of
Exactly.
negative comments, and it's like,
Exactly.
yo, like you can't even. So you just gotta really like stay focused on what you're doing and stuff. So, nah, but it's tough. That's tough. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's tough, and especially as a high school player or middle school, because social media is big now. So they're so influenced by stuff like that. So when you see comments like that, you're going to want to be like, dang, like, am I really trash or am I really bad? But you can't believe that. You got to stay true to yourself, continue to knock all that negativity out and just believe that it's a process. Plus, everyone gets hit. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has bad plays. Yeah, social media just kind of
It's
sucks when it comes to that.